I feel like we've sort of promised something different to what we've purchased. So good morning, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I have a first run impressions video of the Nike Zoom Fly 5. Highly anticipated shoe, it just came out. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have called in the help of fellow running YouTuber, Cole Running. He is currently on his way up to my house today and we're going to take this shoe out for a first run. He's also purchased the Fly 5. 2 viewpoints is definitely going to be better than one. So make sure you head over to Cole's YouTube channel as well and he will have a review featuring some exclusive content on his channel as well. So make sure you watch both videos, subscribe to both channels, and yeah, we can share with you our impressions of the Zoom Fly 5 and whether you should pick it up. So I'm out with Cole on our first run. Here he is.
Hello.
We are about 2.7 kilometers into the first run. How are you finding the shoes so far?
Pleasantly surprised. I've seen some other reviews, people complain about the weight. I haven't actually found it a problem so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, really enjoying it.
I will say from my first impressions, they feel a little bit firmer than I was anticipating. Zoom X foam usually feels really soft underfoot. With this shoe, it has got a plate in there which is offering a bit of stability. We're currently just ticking along at easy pace. This afternoon we're going to take them out for a bit more of a tempo run and see how that plate helps the performance. Yeah, about 10k this morning out on my country road loops. Enjoying it so far?
I am. It's lovely to get out in some nice country roads. I just live by the woods.
Oh really?
So I can't run on the roads. So,
literally
yeah,
miles and miles of this around here. It's really nice. Uncharted territory for Cole.
Yeah.
So we're just at the 6.5 kilometer point. Thought I'd just talk through some of the specifications of the Zoom Fly 5. Interestingly, with this drop from Nike, I don't know if you saw, Cole, but there's literally been no stats or features on this shoe at all. So
Oh, really? No, I didn't see that.
the drop, what do you reckon the drop is in this shoe?
6 mil?
Yeah, I reckon 6, maybe an 8 mil drop. It's definitely feeling like a max cushion shoe. So you've got at least, I'd say, what, 35 in the heel?
Yeah.
Around that anyway.
Feels quite high.
If at any point the stats do come out, I'll put them in the description of this video so you can go down and check them out. But yeah, with this shoe you've got the Zoom X midsole, you've got a plate in there as well, and then yeah, sort of a lightweight mesh upper. Feeling quite stable underfoot so far. Good amount of grip, nice and smooth, but I was just saying to Cole, it's not necessarily blowing me away, but then I have to remember that this shoe only costs £144, so it is fairly cheap, cheaper than the Invincible, and I think for me it falls under a fairly similar category. So we just got back from our first run in the Nike Zoom Fly. We did 10 kilometers at 4:20 per kilometer, which I believe is like
7 minute miles.
7 minute miles exactly, which is handy. So I've asked Cole to come up with 2 likes and 2 dislikes. I've done the same, and it'll be interesting to see if we have sort of similar views or contrasting views. So yeah, start off with our likes about this shoe. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, so my first like about the shoe is I found I got quite a good lockdown in the shoe. I only had to do the laces at once, and it was good for the rest of the run. Felt nice and comfortable. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'd have to agree. A nice amount of padding on the tongue as well. There wasn't any sort of issues with cinching down or any pain on top. So yeah, that was a really good point. So my first like is actually the price point of this shoe. It comes in at £144 here in the UK, which I think for a shoe that you can use for your easy runs, your tempo runs, is pretty reasonable, especially sort of in the climate we're in at the moment.
Day and age, yeah.
I think some other shoes to compare this to are around the 160 point. So I never thought I'd be saying that about a Nike shoe, but it's actually pretty good value for money in comparison.
So my second positive is that I found it quite easy for my foot strike. So I typically like to land on my midfoot in this kind of section here, and I just found the shoe really helped me do that. Some shoes tend to push you more towards the heel or more towards kind of onto your toes on your forefoot. Yeah, I found it really comfortable for my kind of my strike pattern and my foot strike.
Yeah, and that was actually my second like as well. It just felt really smooth through the foot strike, nice transition. Yeah, it's almost like a rocker type feel to this shoe, kind of Hoka-esque. And yeah, the ride felt pretty good. Only final thing to note about my likes were the sort of stack height in the shoe. It's quite high, but I actually really enjoyed that. The Zoom X foam with that nylon plate, I didn't feel like I was sinking too much into the shoe. We've both got the Invincible run as well. You get on really well with that shoe, don't you?
Yeah, favourite shoe so far.
And I don't mind it, but I find sometimes when I land more mid to heel foot, I just sink into the Zoom X foam. So that plate in there, I'm not really sure if it's made of carbon or nylon, but whatever it is, it adds a nice bit of stability to that midsole. So moving on to our dislikes. What were your dislikes, Cole?
So my first dislike was that I found the shoe really clunky and loud. There's nothing worse than a loud shoe in my opinion. When you're running, I don't really want to be able to hear just me slapping along the pavement. Yeah. And that's all I could hear really.
We're having a look back at some of the footage, and we were saying, yeah, they sound like they're quite clunky. I think it's probably because they've got quite a wide landing platform. So yeah, not necessarily a sort of lightweight, springy shoe. Felt like you were really hitting the ground, didn't you? And my first dislike was the weight of this shoe. You probably heard it before on other shoe reviews, but unfortunately that is a real downside to this Zoom Fly. It's designed for your tempo runs, but unfortunately for me, at this sort of weight, I would probably be tempted to go for something else, more like the Speed 3 from Saucony, or even like the Turbo 2. I don't know if you ever run in that shoe.
I really enjoyed the Turbo 2. Durability wasn't great, but
yeah,
top-notch shoe.
I just feel like this is a little bit too heavy. So for me personally, I think it's going to fall more into the easy run category than its purpose for those tempo runs.
So my second dislike, and this is one that kind of time will tell really, is it wasn't as soft as I was expecting. I got a bit excited when I heard the name Zoom X foam and expected it to be soft as kind of the Invincible, just with a bit more stability in there, but it was kind of the opposite. It was quite a firm shoe, and I typically like a softer shoe, so yeah, that's my second dislike.
I feel like we've been sort of almost sent down the river a little bit by Nike with them putting like Zoom X on this shoe. It just doesn't feel like the responsiveness of, say, a Vaporfly or the Alpha Fly, and I don't know how this shoe is so heavy when it's got the Zoom X foam in there, because I thought it was meant to be a really lightweight material. Yeah. Maybe it's a different compound and they've just branded it Zoom X. I'd like to think not, but on first impressions, the midsole Zoom X didn't really excite me. So we've come for lunch, bit of behind the scenes, pork feeters today with this man. Look at him, not in running clothes. You scrub up quite nice actually. Well, hey, still got his Kenya running band on though. Of course.
It doesn't come off.
Does it not? Oh really? I've gone for an interesting outfit as well. I've gone for sort of a casual top, but then I'm in sort of running shorts and obviously the Zoom Fly 5s, because that's what this video is about. But yeah, just gonna have some lunch, ready for our tempo this afternoon. So it's a few hours later since the last clip. Had a lovely lunch. We're just on the way down now to my tempo loop. I'm excited for you to see it actually.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, it's what I do the majority of my training on my own, so it'll be nice to have someone with me. But the plan for this section is to do a 20-minute tempo run in the Zoom Fly 5s. I can't lie, I don't know about you, but I'm not exactly looking forward to doing the tempo run after the easy run this morning. Yeah. They just don't feel like a tempo day shoe for me, but that being said, we're going to give it a try. not jump the gun in terms of the review, and yeah, try them basically at what these shoes are designed for. But unfortunately, you're gonna have to go over to Cole's video to find out how the tempo goes, because we're gonna do the tempo section on his channel, which is right here. So yeah, head over there. Maybe pause this video and go and watch Cole's. Woo!
A few moments later.
So we just got back from our tempo run. Cole, how did you find the Zoomfly 5s?
Tiring. On tired legs already, they didn't give me any help whatsoever, and I really needed some help. So yeah, I wasn't really impressed. It did feel, it feels a bit overused to say this, but it did feel like a bit of a brick. Yeah, I had a similar feeling. Overall, the weight underfoot is really noticeable. The foam doesn't really give you much. I don't know about you, but I didn't really feel very responsive in comparison to, say, other ZoomX shoes that I've got. Even the Invincible probably feels a bit more responsive than this. I wasn't sinking into the foam, and it wasn't giving me back anything either. So it just kind of felt I was landing on it, and that was it. Like, that's how I'll best explain it. Yeah. So unfortunately, we've both been left a little bit disappointed by the Zoomfly 5. Which is a shame, really, because I was really hoping to get on well with this shoe. I feel like we've sort of promised something different to what we've purchased. This is going to be great for easy runs, and at £144, it's a fairly good price point for this type of shoe. But for tempo runs, I definitely think I'll be going for other shoes, basically. How about yourself? Yeah, if I'm honest, I don't see this shoe going into my rotation. Really let down. A great looking shoe, but yeah, not for me, this one. Yeah, but there we go. Honest review. I hope you've enjoyed the sort of two-person perspective. Thank you very much, Cole, for coming on today. He made the effort to drive all the way up to my house here in Essex to share with you this video. So yeah, go check his channel out. I'll leave a link in the first line of the description. But until next time, aspire to run to inspire, and we'll see you again soon.